Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Growth Stock Research. In a recent interview with Reuters, Lucid CEO Rawlinson said that 6 well-known automakers have approached him in January and expressed interest in Lucid's technology. In other words, not one company, but 6 well-known car manufacturers seem to be interested in a partnership with Lucid. If Rawlinson wasn't misquoted in the Reuters article, the 6 car companies approached Lucid and not vice versa, thus increasing Lucid's bargaining position. This video is structured in the following way. Number 1. Why a partnership makes sense. Number 2. Narrowing down on the 6 car producers. And number 3. Likely candidates, Jaguar and BMW. To answer the question why 6 well-known car companies showed interest in Lucid's battery technology, we take a look at the 2020 EPA range of various models, which basically is an industry standard used to determine an EV's estimated operating range on a charge. And we can notice 3 things. Number 1, Tesla doesn't only lead the table, but is leading it by far. 9 Tesla model specifications are above other competitors. Number 2, most noteworthy and maybe surprising is that the Model S from 2012 with a range of 265 miles still has a better range than premium models of competitors 8 years later, such as the Audi e-tron, Jaguar I-Pace, and the Porsche Taycan. In other words, established car makers don't seem to be able to catch up to Tesla's range from over 8 years ago. Number 3, the Lucid Air Grand Touring model hasn't been tested yet by EPA standards, but it is advertised to have a range of 517 miles. First objective tests with prototypes showed a range of 490 miles, thus building confidence that Lucid could deliver an EPA-tested 517 miles car this year. This would put Lucid at the top of the table, potentially only surpassed by Tesla's upcoming Model S Plaid Plus with 520 miles of range, which was delayed to mid-2022. If Lucid doesn't delay its deliveries as well, Lucid could be the number 1 for up to a year. So, given Lucid's technology, which is backed by around 400 patents, most of which are related to its powertrain and battery lab and algorithms, it is not a surprise that 6 car companies contacted them. If legacy automakers are up to 8 years behind Tesla's technology, and Tesla doesn't stop innovating, it makes sense for traditional car makers to partner up with companies that could help them. Taking a look at Lucid's point of view, would a partnership with an established and known car maker make sense? In our opinion, yes, absolutely, because of 3 reasons. First of all, it was always Lucid's strategy to provide its technology to other partners. When looking back at Lucid's past, when it was founded as Ativa 14 years ago in 2007, we can see that its main mission was to become a global provider of energy solutions for electric vehicle applications and create custom battery systems to meet each customer's requirements. This is also shown in Lucid's involvement in the Formula E, where Ativa's battery pack was chosen for its entire 24-car Formula E. Noteworthy, Ativa's battery pack enabled a substantial increase in range. Before Ativa's involvement, the cars had only enough battery capacity to get through half the race, so each driver had 2 cars and switched cars in the middle. Also, Lucid's investor presentation specifically points out that licensing its technology to other original equipment manufacturers and even entire industries is part of Lucid's strategy. Secondly, Lucid is working in a capital-intensive business and is at the beginning of its journey. While they will receive $4.4 billion from the merger with Churchill Capital, licensing its technology could provide steady and guaranteed inflow of additional revenue. Thirdly, and possibly even more importantly, by partnering up with well-known and established premium car producers, Lucid would very likely increase confidence in its Lucid brand and products. It's not just investors who would feel more confident in Lucid, but also future customers. Therefore, we are confident that sooner or later, Lucid will announce a partnership with an established OEM. It's speculative to narrow down 6 potential partnership candidates out of over 60 car brands worldwide, but we can infer from Rawlinson's comments and Lucid's technology which companies are more likely to approach Lucid. Rawlinson stated that 6 well-known automakers contacted them. This indicates that Rawlinson is referred to well-established companies from the US, Western Europe, or Japan. Also, these car companies are likely far behind Tesla in the EV transformation race, otherwise, they wouldn't have contacted Lucid. Another knockout criterion to take into account is that these are most likely 6 premium brands approaching Lucid. After all, non-premium cars are not expected to have a range of over 400 miles for now, and paying licensing fees to Lucid might be a waste of money. On the other hand, premium cars, which cost well over $70,000 are expected to have a range of over 400 miles. That is what Tesla offers with its Model S, and the competition needs to follow suit. And if they can't, a partnership could make sense. Taking these points into account, we could exclude General Motors and Volkswagen, which are both very focused on their EV transformation and seem already committed and invested. For example, Volkswagen's subsidiary Porsche recently increased its stake in the EV hypercar company Rimac to 24%, while Volkswagen is also the major shareholder of QuantumScape, which works on a solid-state battery. Likewise, Ford is invested in Rivian and plans to use the Rivian skateboard for new EV models. As for Japan, Toyota and Subaru developed an EV platform which they want to use for future car models. Honda partnered up with GM to use GM's Ultium EV platform, while Nissan, Mitsubishi, and Renault want to strengthen their partnership and focus on EVs. Mercedes doesn't seem to have a partner, but seems to have developed an EV platform which can support a range of up to 435 miles. Overall, we can see that most legacy car makers are forming partnerships to catch up with Tesla. From a Lucid investor's perspective, one very interesting partnership is that between Jaguar and BMW, which was formed almost 2 years ago with the goal to develop a next-gen powertrain. Looking closely and reading more recent articles on BMW, it doesn't seem like they're offering premium specifications for its newest EV models. For instance, its newest EV, which costs around $80,000, has a range of about 285 miles, less than every Tesla model, apart from Tesla's Model 3 standard range Plus with 263 miles, which however also costs less than $30,000. Also, Tesla's Model S from 2012 had 265 miles with a similar driving range. Is this how BMW wants to keep its customers satisfied? Even more interesting are recent articles concerning Jaguar and its search for an EV partner. The CEO of Jaguar and Land Rover, Bolor, stated a month ago that developing a standalone electric platform in-house would be too expensive and that they're actively looking for partners. The reason for this is because Jaguar cars are planned to be fully electric by 2025, which is only 4 years away. But according to an article last month, it looks like Jaguar is having serious issues as they just had to cancel their planned fully electric XJ model shortly before introducing it to the market, which according to an insider was because their car's performance and range wasn't attractive. The same article also states that Jaguar is still in a partnership with BMW, even though neither BMW nor Jaguar seem to deliver world-class EV technology. In total, Jaguar lost $1.4 billion in developing the XJ model as they decided to cancel the car production due to its performance. Lastly, it is widely known that Lucid CEO Rawlinson worked previously not only at Tesla, but also as a principal engineer at Jaguar cars. Given Jaguar and BMW are working together, or we could say failing together on their EV transformation thus far, Lucid would certainly be in a good bargaining position. If it is true that 6 well-known car companies approach Lucid, they would be able to negotiate favorable deals and even possibly pick the most suitable partners. With an already built EV factory with secured funding and over 7,500 pre-orders, Lucid is in no rush compared to those legacy car makers. What do you think? Would you like BMW and Jaguar to partner with Lucid, or do you hope for other OEMs? We will reply to every single comment and are planning to make further videos on Lucid. By the way, if you like our research approach with a long-term focus and analysis of the company, please consider sharing this video to other Lucid investors. Vielen Dank.